Oh, we are live. How are we doing, guys? Bear with me a second. I feel like it's been ages since I've been on the show. Blimey, I found us already. How's everyone doing? Hope we're all well. Apart from me, breaking my worktop up. No. Oh, it's all gone peak time. Let's get that set up there. I think we're good to go. Is there? I can't see if there's anyone in the chat or not yet, so we'll wait for Russ to get back. Oh, Maz is in. How are we doing, Maz? Hope you're well. I haven't seen you in ages either.
Gee, it's cold out there.
It's freezing, isn't it? It's really dropped.
Really cold. Really, really cold out there. Yeah, I don't know what mic it is picking up on me on, but I'd just better check that in the settings. Audio, just in case. Yeah, that's fine. Who's on the chat? It's got to be Marianne, isn't it? Marianne's always the first. I'm sure she has a bet of herself if she can get there. Right. I don't know if we're going to get any viewers today, but you know what I haven't got? I don't know if I've got the old
dim the lights, the night's alive. We're done.
I can't hear that, can you? Did you hear anything there?
Yes.
What did you hear?
I heard that terrible theme tune.
All right, so that shouldn't be the one though. What about that one? I can't hear it.
That's our original one.
That's the original one, yeah? Right. That's the one I'm going to go for because I can't hear that. For some strange reason, I can't hear that. Why can't I hear that? Right. You'll have to tell me what. You just do me the thumbs up when it's ended, all right? 3, 2, 1, let's go.
It's now time for you to sit back in your chair and relax. Let your mind wander into the deepest, darkest parts of your brain. And let Russ and Paul take you on a journey through the unexplained.
Good evening, guys, and welcome to the show. I don't know what Paul's doing, but he's doing
Turn it off.
Welcome to show 65. It's the 4th of December 2025. Welcome to Journey Through the EGH Paranormal Talk Show, live and exclusive on all forms of platforms, wherever you are watching us. Who knows? Who knows? That was a really weird beginning because I couldn't hear absolutely anything.
That's the clearest I ever heard it.
Well, it must be. I must need to put speakers in somewhere. I must need to have to plug in somewhere, or just have to have a pair of headphones on maybe, and it might come out of it that way. I don't know, but yeah, very weird. Very weird why I didn't hear anything, but you're hearing stuff, which is even weirder.
Clearer than ever.
Yeah, well, it's something I have to look into. Something I will have to look into. Welcome, everybody. Welcome, one and all. It's just me and Paul this week. We're going to put the world to rights and see how it goes. We've got no fixed subject, but we are probably going to be talking about conspiracies this week. So if we've got conspiracies that you sort of want to sort of get out in the open, just go in the chat, put it on there and let us know. See what you are thinking. I'm going to ask everyone one question. Paul, see the screen behind me?
Yes.
Do you see that the right way?
Yes.
How does it work? How physically does that work? Because to me, it's round the wrong way. It's totally round the wrong way. The Y is there for me, but the J
It
must
is.
be there for you.
No,
That's,
you're just seeing it in the mirror way for yourself, I suppose, isn't you?
that's the Y. That's
Yeah,
the Y. It's there.
It is the Y. It says journey.
That's weird. It's weird. And the T's there.
Yeah.
That's even weirder. It's even weird. I don't get that. I can't figure that one out in my head. That's freaking me out even more than it normally should do. So no, welcome everybody. Welcome everybody. Well, it's been a while since Paul's been on. We've had a show on this ilk, but so much to talk about, I think, over the next sort of coming days. What's going to go on? What's going on around the world? And just things like that, really. So we'll just start up with going on. We've got a solar flares, haven't we, going off over the last couple of days that should have caused major issues. But I didn't really... Tomorrow? No,
tonight and tomorrow is meant to have the supermoon that we're not going to see again until 2042.
Well, the other morning, that moon was absolutely huge when I went to work.
Apparently, it's higher and brighter than it usually is on a supermoon.
But I know that you could have saw the, you could have witnessed the Northern Lights yesterday evening, around about 8 o'clock to 9 o'clock yesterday evening in certain areas, down this low as well. So that was quite interesting. But is all I heard if it was going to cause major disruptions and things like that with airports and sonar and radar and things like that. But I haven't heard too much about it, to be fair.
No, it's that scare tactic again, isn't it? You know, give you the worst case scenarios, and this is going to happen.
Yeah, it just very bizarre, very, very bizarre. But once again, it always goes to me is what are they hiding?
Mm-hmm.
What are they hiding here?
Covering all bases. This could go wrong. That could go wrong. The testing could be HARP powering up again. Like you say, if you could see the Northern Lights.
Yeah, but is this, you know, as you said, is this HARP, this generator or whatever it is that they're setting off? Could this be anything to do with which coincides with like the solar flares? You know, are they turning HARP on when the solar flares are happening to make it look like it's the solar flares, but it's really the HARP?
That's the quite a possible scenario there, Russ.
Because I generally don't, you know, I'd like to know if we're in Mercury retrograde. I don't know if we're Mercury retrograde because I know that would cause some form of issue as well. But no, nothing seems to be quite right happening at the moment. And when I say that, there's so much going on, and I just think we've come to some form of standstill here.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it's the season that we're in. I don't know if it's the Christmas season that we're in, but I don't know if it's the algorithms that have changed or anything like that, but nothing seems right. Everything seems too calm.
Yeah.
And
have you noticed how clear the skies have been?
Yeah.
When it's not raining.
We're very cold at the moment. I don't think I've been this cold for a long time.
I can't believe how blue the sky has been.
Yeah,
I sent you that picture, didn't I, a couple of weeks back? Honestly, where I was when I was looking out, it looked artificial. And the flats where I work, when you look up, the outline of the flat, it looked like a green screen effect. You know, when you get that slight black line on the actual edge of something, like on your chair, and that's what it looked like. It was so blue, the sky, that the edge of the flats, it looked like it was a green screen sky because you had that like weird black outline around it. It was bizarre. It threw me.
So what do you think's going on then?
I don't know.
You must have some form of gut feel or some form of...
I don't know. The only thing again, it's your algorithm, isn't it, that goes on. You get that matrix. You know, nothing's real. It's only what you make it and what you manifest and what you truly believe and things like that. And like you say, nothing seems real. You keep getting told this, that, but you're not seeing it yourself.
No, I don't. But even... Look, I don't want to go here too much, okay? But I think I need to explain how I'm feeling, okay? We've just gone through in the UK a budget, okay, which virtually single-handedly just, in my opinion, okay, hung Labour, okay? Yeah. I think it was their final nail in the coffin. In my opinion, okay, it's how it made me feel. But it doesn't seem to have any momentum. I feel like people have accepted it. Do you know what I'm saying? I don't feel the impact of what they've done and how they've done it should have had more. I don't know if I expected too much. I don't know. It just feels like, but I don't know if we're in a holiday period. You know, we're at Christmas where people have gone, you know what? I can't be dealing with this at the moment. I'm going to get on with Christmas and then worry about it.
See, I personally think that the reason you're feeling like that or not seeing anything, people up in arms, is all down to that online safety bill. Because the second that came into play, the first things they were stopping was people moaning about the government.
Yeah.
So I think enough people are posting stuff, but it's not getting through. They're stopping free speech. Look at what they've just done to the local elections now. They've postponed them 2 years.
Yeah, but we knew that was coming.
Well, it's already been postponed for a year. We were supposed to have ours last year.
We knew it was always coming because they've got to try and hold on to seats. So if we had local election, I think that would probably force hands into making
destroy them.
A snap election. And I think they're trying to get maximum time out of that journey, if that makes sense. You know, excuse the pun, journey through that explained. But
it's not democracy then, is it?
No, I don't think so. But I do feel that anyone in that predicament would do the same. And look, I don't believe what the government doing is right. You know, I do believe in local elections. I do think it should be local elections. I do think them sort of people. But even sort of, going over to America now, we're seeing what I generally believe that the tide is turning against Trump now.
Really?
Yeah.
I haven't seen anything like that.
Have you not seen the sleeping stuff and the illness stuff?
No.
No? We're going along Joe Biden route here now.
I haven't seen nothing like that. All I've seen is everything, the good that he's been doing.
No,
Isn't that weird? Our algorithms are different.
Yeah. Well, maybe it's because I spent a lot of time just looking at Joe Biden. So I'm assuming my algorithm would have been along the lines of looking what could... I suppose I was with that side of him trying to get, that. But yeah, he's fallen asleep. He falls asleep in the cabinet meetings, where they all sit around, with all the White House.
Yeah.
And now people have actually taken pictures of him sound asleep in major cabinet meetings.
Well, you'd have to send them through. Does it look genuine or does it look AI?
Yeah, no, it looks pretty genuine to me. Do you know what I mean? And I don't want to sound. This is where this conspiracy comes in. Major conspiracy. Great to have the name. Great to have the name, Mickey. Great to have the name. The same bruises on his wrist. The link between Joe Biden and Donald Trump with the bruises on the wrist. Now, I get that he's a president, and I'm assuming that their healthcare would be second to none. So he's going to be in flu season over there in certain states, just like over here. We know that the so-called COVID breakout is happening again. I do believe, obviously, over where Mickey is, I know that they're enforcing masks in some places again, in hospitals and everything like that. I know it's going to be leaked over to Greece as well, which was talking about today. So I get all that. So, you know, maybe vaccinations or some form of antibiotics. But I can't help but see, look, we're not at Joe Biden stage yet. We're this miles away from the tripping, the stuttering, well, we're not saying stuttering because there's been certain press conferences done when he's mucked up like Joe Biden used to do.
Right.
They've had a couple of them with Donald Trump as well. But we've also had a couple of old Prince Philip moments as well with Donald Trump. Did you see that one?
No, I've not seen any of this.
When he called, it wasn't necessarily a reporter or someone. He just, and like, I'm only quoting, guys, so don't, take me off air. He just said, I really genuinely think you're a retard. Right. So I thought, that is not Donald Trump like.
Isn't it?
No, because he's always been quite educated in his responses. I don't think he's always sort of, I've never really seen him criticize somebody. He's always been honest and blunt. Like, why am I talking to you? You don't like me. You don't, but he's never gone to the point of offending someone or name calling. He's always been blunt with it. Why do I need to give you a response? You put fake news out. When he speaks to Fox or CNN, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Get out of my room. You was rude to me but he's never ever resorted to name calling. It was the first sort of, one of a better phrase, a glitch in the matrix with him. And I just thought, well, look, please don't think I'm even associating him with the powers of Joe Biden. But I do generally now believe that we understood what Joe Biden was going through, because obviously as soon as he's left office, he's had a cancer operation and things like that. Now, if he was going through all them health things and major things, for an older generational person, that must have been quite horrific. So do I feel guilty? Absolutely not. But I just have to make that opinion clear that, that could have been quite, against what he was going through. Now, but I'm just seeing similarities in recent days of that of Donald Trump. And I'm just thinking, now, why? The deep state, or whatever you want to call them, must have more power than anything that we could imagine here, in my head. Because everything is going off radar. We're not seeing anything about extraterrestrials. We're not seeing, the awakening that was momentous 6, 7, 8 months ago. has been truly deflated, in my opinion. I'm not seeing that momentum. I'm not seeing the masses standing up against it anymore. But I don't know if it's an acceptance of where we are. It almost feels like, Mickey, like, yeah, it's all gone quiet. We've got, look at the, we seem to be, and I don't like to use the term, but I suppose it's understandable in conversation. We talk about in the UK that we have far right and far left. We don't seem to have a happy medium between the masses. You know, we've either got, you're either woke or you're far right. And obviously, me and Paul would probably be on the far right fence. Okay, if you're talking about what
if you're going to label us with our views,
yeah, what other people are labeling us with. But I do generally believe, Cadence Owen put out, she has information that something big is going to happen next week after the 11th.
Oh.
I'm sorry, Mikey, I don't quite know who Cadence Owen is.
She's the she's really popular. She will, if you saw a picture of her or a video of her, you'd say, "Oh, I know who she is." I dare say I've got a video of her saved. I'll send one over later so you know who she is. But she's very outspoken. She's the one that first brought up about the French Prime Minister's wife, husband, love.
Right.
Brought up the conspiracy that she's a man, and obviously they threatened her with legal action and everything like that. They all put through with this and that, and basically she come out on top.
Evening, Helios. I do apologise. It's been a long week. Thank you for joining us. Off the top of my head, I don't quite know who she is, but obviously I'll do that. But I do know what you're talking about in that.
Yeah.
In that situation. So, but it doesn't feel like I'm being prepared for anything big.
See, I think it's one of two things there. I think it is either I keep going down the road of a lot of it's really gone quiet since that Online Safety Act bill come into force. This suppression. They're suppressing a lot of videos before they get a chance to reach people, where you would see the things that we used to see. But since that bill's come out, it's dropped dramatically. Or it is a case of, like you say, since the budget, and I think everyone can pretty much see Labour's done for. So I think a lot of people are just going to sit back and watch it happen now. You haven't got to fight as hard and as much as what you did before, because, like you say, I think a lot of people can see that put the final nail in the coffin.
But then that has a knock-on effect with everything that we do. Okay, because if I'm not digging for anything, and that goes for anything, extraterrestrial, conspiracies, it almost feels like we're really flat at this moment in time. There is something flat, and I don't know if it's, what Prince obviously went along the lines of with chemtrails and things like that. Are they suppressing the masses through chemicals and sort of slowing us down a little bit? Or subliminal messaging in our brains? Have they found something that they could look? I know I sound crazy, so please just stick with me, guys, because that's not what I'm not. But I know that a year ago that the excitement was growing and growing and growing. Now I don't see anything. there's not nothing. And, you know, like, I don't sit here and see a conspiracy in anything. Not that, but there is, if that makes sense. You know, we've got a war in Ukraine that we had every day, you know, shoved in our faces. You're lucky if you see it once a day anywhere now. It's once again, it's an acceptance that it's happening. Now, all of a sudden, the only thing that I don't ever get concerned, because the only thing that I would say that concerned me that got swept under the carpet very quickly was when Mr. Starmer come out and said we should be very, very careful of the Chinese. It's another stoking of a hornet's nest.
See, to me, the propaganda machine is in full effect at the moment. When, you know, I've got my radio going all day at work, and although I'm busy and I'm working, you catch certain things all the time. And to me, the propaganda machine is just working overtime to just drum it into people. China's bad, Russia's bad, this is bad. You know, and one of my colleagues come up to me the other day and he was saying about, oh, have you heard what the MOD have done? What's that? If you're driving around in a Chinese car, you're not allowed to bring it on the premises. You have to have a big label on your car. Do not speak about anything in this car and this and that. And I said, my first thought was the first time I heard it on the news about, oh, China's spying on us through their cars. They just announced the massive, massive drop in price on their electric vehicles because they don't outsource anything. Everything they use to build their cars is from their country. They don't import nothing. They don't have one country building the engine. They don't have another country doing the screens. They don't have another country doing the tyre. Everything is in-house. And it costs them a ridiculously cheap amount of money to build their cars. And they're already superior to any electric vehicle on the market. And now they pretty much halve the cost or the price of their vehicles. It was just going to bottom out the rest of the world's electric vehicle market. So the second they said China's spying on us, don't buy Chinese cars, don't do this, because, you know, they're doing it. And I thought, there's just the propaganda way of trying to get them to stop buying the Chinese electric vehicles because it's going to wipe out all the other manufacturers.
I get it. I do get it. But does my brain let me go to a place where the cars are spying on us?
They don't do anything different to any other vehicle that we got nowadays.
No.
You know what I mean? A lot of them now, the new cars, they've got facial recognition. They've got this, they've got that.
You know, so what if I'm talking in my car?
What's China going to learn from me? That
I guess if China, you know, if the king or the prime minister is driving around in, you know, a BYD car or whatever Chinese make they are, I get it. I do generally get that. That could be personally done. But for the masses in general, the likes of me and you, they're never going to listen to what I'm, you know, what I'm.
Yeah, and if you work for the MOD, just don't buy a Chinese car then if you're that worried about it.
But then we need to. But we need to see if that is actually real.
Yeah.
Is that a real thing? Because
I never heard that. That's just what he told me.
Yeah.
He does kind of look into things, and yeah.
I drive a Chinese car. Or that I say Asian car because I think it's South Korean or North Korean, one of the two. You know. But do I, you know, it's a hybrid vehicle. Do I worry? No, I generally don't, because I'm a nothing for a Chinese person. Oh, hang on a minute. Oh, look at that. We're listening to his car. Oh, feed this back to the government. He's listening to a podcast on cricket. you know, I get it if you're high up. I get it. Absolutely do I get it. But not when we're nothing. So when Keir's completed what he was put there for by they'll bring in the next poll. And we are so behind on that.
Yeah.
We are going exactly the same way as the United States went.
Mm.
We see it. You know, we are 3 or 4 years behind. You know, we've got a person that speaks on the TV in this country. He'll tell you this, he'll tell you that, he'll tell you what he wants to hear, but can he justify it when he gets to Prime Minister? I absolutely very much doubt it. But I just think people are sick and tired of what is going on in this country. And it's no different to the French, though. Did you see the young gentleman in France at the moment?
No.
Who is coming ahead of the polls? 29-year-old, and he's far ahead of any polls that you can imagine to become the next prime minister. And he is just like the Donald Trump and Nigel Farage and people like that. You know, he just says we need to put France first. Yeah, how are you going to do that? It doesn't matter how we do it. We need to put France first. Just like Donald Trump, we need to make America great again.
Yeah.
And that's all they're saying. And they can say
but
all
he's
the right
doing
thing.
it. And if you follow his movement, you know, what he's managed to accomplish in that short time he's been there with the economy and everything like that, the gas prices, you know. I know our algorithms are different, but the videos I see, they love it. They love it out there.
I can see that. I can see that. But they are a bigger fish than what we'll ever be. They've got more pulling power than what we'll ever have.
Oh, 100%.
And
but if you had someone in charge over here that's good friends with that man, which he is, and even that speech he gave today, that was very Donald Trump, wasn't it? When he called out the BBC.
I didn't see it. I must admit.
I dare say you will do in the coming days. But yeah, I thought, oh, that's very Donald Trump, the way he called out a BBC reporter, and I just think I can see it coming over here. I can see it coming over here.
I do think I say, well, let's just say I do not believe that the Conservatives or Labour will be in charge of the government in the next election.
No.
And I'm not sitting here and saying reform will be. Obviously the polls are, but we're still a long way from that. And how that works. But yeah, I just feel it's flat as anything. There is no movement towards anything, you know, even regards to ufology and things like that.
No, yeah, true. I've seen very little.
Quiet. It's so quiet, and I think it's probably more active than we've ever been. I really do. I don't know if you're a part of the Facebook group, UFOs and all that in the Essex. There's a Facebook group, UFOs in Essex and paranormal and things like that.
Again, my algorithm, I barely get to see anything I follow on Facebook anymore.
But I make sure I check in with it. Do you know what I mean? I go and search and look at it because I'm quite interested. And over the last couple of nights, the sightings that have been along the estuary and witnessed by multi people is quite astonishing. Quite astonishing. And that's what I generally believe is happening here. They're stunting it. There is something happening within. This could be the solar flare. This could be something they're putting in our water or putting in the air. I generally do believe that we are getting very, very accepting to things that don't need to be accepted just yet. They still need to be fought for.
But you've got this AI Atlas thing as well.
this
Still
behind this
about.
meteor or this. Well, they reckon it's a spaceship, don't they?
Yeah, because it's changing speeds and directions.
Yeah. But what do you think that is then? Do you think that is?
Oh, initially, yeah, I'd say it is, but the fact that they're actually reporting on it, that it's that then gets me thinking.
Just they don't report on
It's,
things they don't need to report on, do they?
if it's on the TV, then I just think, there's Project Bluebeam coming then.
But have you stared away from the skies in recent weeks?
What do you mean?
I always used to stare at the sky. I always used to spend time looking up.
Yeah, no, I often do.
I don't
No,
know. And that's
I-
bugging me.
I do. I know it's been cold, but when I do, I'm a smoker. When I go outside for a fag, I often look up in the sky. Always check the moon.
I've got nothing to do in the colder months out there. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's not like I'd sit in the garden, is it, and just chill after the show. Do you know what I mean? I generally don't. But I think it's actually happening out there at this moment in time. I do generally feel we've had some freak rain showers.
God, the other night it was awful.
So that I'm a big believer of when these rain showers come in, that means there's something happening in the skies. And that's either along the lines of some form of craft that they're either getting across the area or letting it leave the atmosphere or anything like that. I do generally believe that when these big heavy rain showers come in, it is a proper smoke screen of what's happening above them clouds. Because I did do something really strange the other night, Paul, and I don't normally do it. I have no idea why I went to do it. Okay. I actually, in the middle of the rain shower, okay, I looked at the air traffic control, the flight radar.
Oh, right, yeah.
There was hardly any flights in the area. Hardly any.
Yeah, that's weird.
Now, the likes of myself and you are between 4 major airports. London, Southend, Gatwick, Heathrow, Stansted.
Yeah.
All of them will come across our house at some point throughout the day. But when that rain come in, I think I counted 3 planes in the vicinity of all them. And they were actually bringing the planes into Heathrow up through Brighton and Heathrow up through Brighton on the same flight path, and into Stansted and Southend, they were bringing them down from Birmingham. So something was coming across us.
Yeah, that's weird.
Something was coming across, and that's, if you're on a long flight, they're bringing you, say if you're coming from Spain and you're making you go up to Birmingham and then come down the country, that's ridiculous. That's absolutely ludicrous. I think there was even one flight coming to Stansted that I did read that was coming along the south coast, Portsmouth, up to Cornwall, and coming around it, across Ireland, and then coming down again. Why? And that was in that mid-rainstorm. That was in that mid-rainstorm. And now we've got this supermoon. All the clouds are now gone. It's been raining all day, and now we've got to see a supermoon out there, and it's freezing cold again.
Yeah.
Something is happening above us. And I know me and you are really keen on Project Bluebeam. We know that. That's something that we've always been quite keen on.
But you can't put this down to that because this is too deceptive.
Yes, I do. I genuinely do. And I'm just now, what question in my eye, it is, am I living the life of a Truman Show? Am I in the Truman Show here? Not me personally as the exact Truman, but is there actually anything above here? Is it, when they actually put all these smoke screens. Are they just replacing the LED screen? Are they just putting a new TV above us, make it look real? Are they changing something in that dome?
Stronger watted bulb in the moon. It's going to be a
Yeah.
Superman light.
Yeah. Why do they call it a super moon? Why is it brighter than normal? Is it because they've just changed the bulb and that week it's got to be a super moon? Because that's what we're all programmed to believe it is, a harvest moon. Well, yeah, we had to change the bulb because one of the LEDs went out, and if you put it up in the sky, it wouldn't look like a full moon. You know? We know that they're manipulating the sun. We know that. That's proven with that satellite or thing they put up, the Chinese put up, that replicated the sun. We know that changed colour. Everyone witnessed the sun was hotter than normal. But it was pinpoint. Yeah. But it was a pinpoint accuracy. It wasn't general. It was pinpoint accuracy. I just generally do feel that there is something, and I'm not saying the government is involved or anything like that. I'm really not.
No, this is above the government, isn't it?
Massively. Massively. Massively above the government. But why? Why is another thing. It's just silly, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't know what to say, mate. Oh, he's lost. We've gone. It can't be that bad because I think we're still live. Which means if he conked out completely, the live would have shut down, surely. Let's have a look here. We're still live. Still live on here at the moment. What are your thoughts if anyone's listening? If I can see it up on here anyway. Are you seeing anything in the way of ufology? Because I must admit, I'm not seeing. Bear with me. He's messaging. What happened there? Reloading back up now. He'll be back on in a second. What was he saying when it cut out? That's what we got to ask ourselves now. Above the governments. What else was he saying? Just before he cut out. Better get back to the page now. Oh, balls. We're still live? I've just lost all my feed on there as well now. I'm either talking to myself or... I've done it again. I think we're still live. Waiting for Russ to join us again. Here he comes.
Hello! 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 Am I there?
Yes.
What the hell happened there?
I don't know. I've lost all the comments as well. But we stayed live, so you couldn't have been your system crashing right out.
No, it just the web page just went.
It's very bizarre. What was you saying? I'm just trying to work out what was you actually saying before
The
you
Truman Show. I felt like the sun, the moon.
Truman Show.
Do apologise, everybody, but I am back. I am back, which was weird. It just went off. It just went off. All my screen was there, like like your desktop was there, but I had no internet. It was like the whole thing just disappeared.
That's weird. Like I say, but we stayed live. You'd have thought it would have crashed the whole thing.
Yeah, it's just me that they took off because obviously this StreamYard is a web based app. So if you've logging on, like you've logged onto that, it won't disappear the live stream because there's still someone on that. You have to end the stream for it to not be live. It just booted me off for some strange reason, which is bizarre. But maybe to be fair, do you know what was going through my head? Now, telepathically, it was going through my head to say the dome over flat Earth. That was going through my head. And I thought, well, I'm not going to say it.
You did say dome, though. I remember you saying that.
Yeah, but that's what I said. I didn't say flat Earth because I knew potentially what happens when we mention the word flat Earth. Now, I thought that in my head. And then you it off. Which is even more bizarre than bizarreness itself.
That's that Chinese car you got.
Yeah, they're listening. I don't even listen to things in the car that I listen to normal things in the car. You know, I do listen to the odd. The thing is, I haven't found a decent conspiracy based podcast. The only one I did really like was one called The Kennedys, and it was the conspiracy based on JFK.
Oh, right.
And that was really good. I really got involved in that one in my head, but that was good. But I ain't listened to that for years. It wasn't even in that car I would have listened to it. That was in like 3 cars ago. But yeah, that was bizarre. But it's thrown me off my chain of thought. It has definitely thrown me off my chain of thought and where I was going. But yeah. No, help me out, Paul.
Well, this is what I was saying. I lost all the comments on the thing, and I was trying to say, what was he talking about before he got sent off? And I was coming up with a bit of a blank. I couldn't work it out. It's all gone quiet. We haven't really heard much.
Yeah, it's bizarre. It is really
Looking
bizarre.
up at the skies.
And there hasn't even been. We had the lightning, didn't we? We had the lightning. That lightning was bizarre in America. But then again, though, that could be AI. I'm now getting really confused between what's AI and what's no.
Yeah, some of it's obviously getting good because usually you can tell, can't you? It's just got that something not quite right. Either the lips not moving in the right time as the speech and things like that. But yeah, it's obviously coming on a bit stronger now.
Very much so. Very much so. Sorry, someone's just messaged me a question, but I don't understand the question. So I'm going back to them and saying, could you just go with the normal question? Reword it so I know what it is. They're asking, why do we only see the moon? Why do we see the moon sometimes during the day and not all the time? And I don't really know what they're trying to say.
No, I get that. During the day, yeah. Sometimes at work, when even on a lunch break or in the morning, got a blue sky, but you can still see the moon.
Yeah, but the other day, that moon was huge in the sky.
Yeah, no, it was. Yeah, I saw that.
Like, and I just totally sort of looked at it, and I don't know about you, right? But do you not feel it looks more transparent? It looks see-through. It's like if you got close to it, you'd see the other side of it.
But you've seen that, haven't you? Especially when it's taken in a day, because you've got the blue, not the full moon, but the blue, most of the moon there, and the bit that's dark, where you're assuming the shadow is.
Yeah.
You can see stars through it.
Yes.
So how is that a solid moon if you can see stars through the bit where the shadow is meant to be?
That's what I'm saying. And that's what I'm saying. it almost feels like I am saying I'm sort of going down that route of like, yeah, what's above us isn't above us anymore. You know, we haven't got space, so to speak. I don't know what is above us, but I like to believe we've got some form of. We're not the only living species. I'm sorry. You know, we could be some test experiment. I know that, but we're definitely not the only living things. I'm telling you that, like humanoid sort of thing, cryptoid or whatever.
No, I'd go along with that. I don't think we are. But then, are you multiverse, multi-dimension?
Yeah, that's it. I thought that as well. That's gone through my head. Are we getting now cross dimensions? Is there a glitch in it? You know what I mean? Is there that pattern? Is there something that is happening where we're either, where you sort of, what was it that Marty McFly used to, or Doc used to say to Marty McFly, don't do something because you can change the continuum of the outcome.
Space-time continuum.
Yeah. Now, say if that has happened. Say if that has happened and something major has gone on, and where we thought it was going now doesn't exist.
So it's all new now.
Yeah, but do not see, to me it feels new. None of this feels normal.
No, I get what you're saying.
Yeah. Something's not right. Something is not right. What it is.
No, I get it, because before it was always leading to something. So you was looking to that end goal, wasn't you? With things that were going on, with marches, with this, with that, with the disclosure project, with the UFOs. Everything was leading to that one place. And like you say, when it's all gone quiet, why has it gone quiet? Have we slipped into a different timeline?
I didn't think of that until obviously I'd spoken, like just said it out loud. But yeah, I do generally feel that there is something majorly different. Majorly different here. What that is, I couldn't tell you. Not like I need to say anything, because I say we're only sitting here talking as two like friends. Like sound like we're out of our face on crack cocaine. We're tired, all right? We're tired. That's how it is. Sorry for everyone. I'm yawned. But yeah, I generally don't know where we're going with this, because I've got nothing, I've got absolutely nothing to go on. The only thing that I would say, and for my own sane benefit of purpose, is the Atlas thing. This meteor that is coming towards Earth is supposed to be this, some people are saying meteor, some people are saying it is a spacecraft. Now, let's just touch on that, because let's try and give ourselves something to talk about and not make us feel down. But this mothership of something coming towards Earth. Now, it's still a long way away, isn't it? But it's traveling very fast. I don't know what the ETA is due to us or go past us, isn't it? Because they are quite concerned that it's going to get quite close to us, aren't they, at some points?
Well, apparently it was heading towards us, and I've seen a few. Apparently we've received a message from the Atlas. I've seen some remote viewers who reckon they've communicated with the beings on the Atlas. But you get that all the time with different things, so you never know what's true and what's not.
Can
who's eccentric and who's not? Sorry,
can I just ask the question there? Sorry, Paul. You've seen remote viewing it, and they've spoke to these beings, okay? we don't know, obviously, if that's true or not true.
No.
Take it for God. Like, I'm a little bit strong. I do understand remote viewing. But what was they saying? Are they actually, what just sort of did they say that?
They're coming with a warning.
As in,
For the things that I've seen, it's mixed. Apparently the signal that was picked up, as well as what the remote viewers have said, is life as we know it will end. But that doesn't necessarily mean apocalypse type.
yeah, it could mean anything, couldn't it? I get that.
It could just mean a major shift in or drastic change in the way we live on Earth. Whereas if, let's be honest, if it is an alien spaceship that comes down and visits us, then life ain't going to be the same on Earth, is it? That's going to be out and out proof. So, but yeah, a lot of it is, you get the ones, it's not going to be the same again. They're here to help. We've gone off course on this planet, so they're here to come down and put us back on course. And when I say back on course, I mean, I think more take control of the powers that be rather than the powers that be take control of us.
But that is the same old spiel that I hear all the time.
Exactly.
From all these alien believers, which, look, I've got nothing to say that they're not right or wrong, okay? But it is so stereotypical. Oh, they're never going to let us use nuclear weapons. They'll intervene and stop it and all that. Why? In my opinion, there's millions of species of different type of creature out there. We are just a creature that is in a small pond bigger. There's another 1,000 of people, creatures, aliens, extraterrestrial beings live beyond
Far
this.
superior to us.
Far superior. So I just don't get.
Yeah, exactly.
But then that goes to my point, being that if we was created by these beings and we have gotten out of control, then that makes sense.
Yeah.
That
put us back on the track they originally wanted.
Yes. Now, I'm pretty sure that the craft that they are driving towards Earth to tell us this message is coming, and I say I don't know when the ETA of arrival is. I've not looked into it enough to warrant to when they're coming to say the 12th of November or whenever it was next year. Okay, but in my head I'm thinking they're just driving a car here. In my head I think a spacecraft can, I'm thinking of like the Starship Enterprise here. It can go into warp speed and be here tomorrow.
Or teleport.
Yeah. So even in my head there is like, really? They're just going in a straight line and they're stopping to fill up every now and again because they've got to get to the space station petrol garage to fill up. It's changing direction. I get all that. But that means if it is changing direction and it is picking up speed and going slower, it's got other missions on its journey to here. Doesn't feel like we're the most important here. Does that make sense in my head?
100%, yeah. But I'm just trying to think that how many astronomers have actually seen this thing?
I don't know.
How many sources are we relying on that this thing's actually there and real?
Well,
because let's be honest, at the moment, surely it's just going to be a speck of light.
Well, pretty much. I know there was, what was it, Atlas?
AI.
Why are they calling it AI?
Exactly. Convenient, isn't it, with the release of AI and everything?
Or is it 3i?
Well, 3i, sorry. AI, 3i.
I think it's 3i. Right. So, right, you are absolutely right. Okay, it is an absolutely speck of dust in the sky. Okay, hold on. Sorry, guys, bear with me a moment. And there you can see it. Okay, look, that is what you're seeing. Okay, that is what they're seeing in the sky.
I mean, it's brighter than a lot of stars, which means to me it's not a craft, is it?
No, but that one there, this picture here, it looks tiny compared to the ones that I'm assuming that's depth. You know, the one that they've ringed is this the AI, but there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 really bright stars or planets or whatever you are looking at them around there in a circle. But we're picking up on this dot in the middle of the
with a strange heartbeat pulse. So I'm assuming the light is pulsing.
Yeah.
Like a ball of plasma.
All right, sorry. There it goes, right? Okay, look. I don't know if you can see the comment up in the top corner. Okay. Atlas, which is only the third confirmed object we ever caught slipping into our solar system from interstellar space, is about to make its close pass by Earth on the 19th. Okay. So we are looking at the 19th there, that it could be passing. It could be passing us. I'm just trying to look at all different things now. Do you know what I mean? There it is. Look, this was the 29th. And that was from Hawaii.
I mean, it's an impressive sight, isn't it?
But you can see it's burning something, can't you? Because it's causing it's obviously traveling very fast. I'll go away, don't need that. I'm assuming that's some form of thermal imaging on it. But is this coming back from the John Webb or? Yeah, look, they've got things here: gradient, jet. Yeah, I generally don't know. The Hubble telescope, based on the Hubble telescope image taken on the 21st of July, that is. So it's taken a long time to get here. It's taken a hell of a long time to get here. And that's what I'm saying. Is it generally if it's coming with a warning, you know, we just got to see on the 19th it's going to pass our.
I mean, you're just assuming that it's coming for us. If it is an intelligent craft or anything like that, it might not even give us a second glance. It might just go straight past us. It had no intention of communicating with us.
That's it just went, actually, Paul. It's coming close to our atmosphere. Yeah, it might just piss off straight past us and go, well, no, sorry.
Through the solar system.
Yeah, I just need to get. I'm just coming past you to get to another planet I need to get to.
Yeah, I mean, in their eyes, how close is a pass by? You know, I mean, in my head, I'm thinking a couple of miles. It could be like something like 20, 30,000 miles or 100,000 miles, which in the vacuum of space is nothing, excuse me. But to us, I suppose it's close.
Yeah, I don't know if we're going to feel it or anything. I'm assuming. I just think, as you say, Paul, we've got to the point now that if they're coming to change us, it will change everything.
I'm fed up waiting.
Huh? Yeah.
It's like, do you know what? Yeah, if it happens, it happens. Come on, crack on.
Exactly how it feels, Paul, because as you've just put it, it doesn't have to be apocalyptic how everyone could take it.
Yeah.
They're going to change the way with our world. Well, of course it is. You've just proven there's a different life species out there that can travel in space that
Yeah.
looks like a meteor. So I do
Far
follow.
superior to us.
Yeah, absolutely. And which is even just more bizarre than anything, you know, because I just think it will, you know, as we say, it'd be like for some of us, I just think, well, we've been waiting for this. Now what do we do?
Hmm.
You know, is all I've got is Mars attacks coming through me edge, you know, where they come off and they're playing Tom Jones songs. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, I just don't see it personally. I don't see it. I just think it's just another bloody comet that looks bigger than normal.
Yeah.
And but if they can give me conclusive evidence that it's changed courses, picked up speed and slowed,
This is it. We're taking people's word for it, aren't we?
we are taking people's word for it. But whose word are we listening to in the fact of who can grant me anything that will tell me if it's fast or slow, slow or fast?
Yeah. Yeah.
That is
No.
my only, you know, in also it have to be me doing it or you doing it, telling me, or someone that I trust that has got a telescope and can plot its and telling me, well, yes, it's definitely slowed
Yeah,
down.
exactly. Because let's be honest, when they say, "Oh, well, you know, the experts have told us," the experts, because they've been right for the last God knows how many years, isn't they? Everything they say is wrong.
But just out of curiosity, what would you say if something's traveling in a straight line? Yeah. Now, there must be other things in its way, obviously, like debris, other meteors floating around there.
Yeah.
So it could hit something that could change its trajectory, couldn't it?
Yeah, I'd say so.
You know, if there was solar flares that has effect on us as a, that's going to have some sort of wave of, you know, we've got certain.
Well, it's saying it's pulsing every 16 hours or something. What's to say that them first 16 hours that it saw a little pulse of light was that comet? The time between the first time it hit something and the second time it hit something caused a bit of a boom. They took it as a pulse and they're saying, oh, it's pulsing at us. For all we know, it's something twice.
Yeah. Could be loads of things, though. It could be where it's hot, could be and loses something.
Yeah.
If we're talking about a meteorite here, which is a rock of some form. So I'm assuming traveling at a high speed, doesn't matter what you are, you're going to get hot. So that could break a bit off, which would then flash.
Well, that's what causes a trail usually, isn't it? Because it's
hot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sold on necessarily it's going to be aliens or extraterrestrials there. The only thing that I did find interesting was NASA. Didn't NASA disbanded, didn't it? Or there was no funding left for NASA or something along them lines, wasn't there? A few months ago.
Really?
I'm sure there was. Yeah, they it wasn't government funded anymore. Am I talking shit?
Oh, I mean, they're taking saying like 80 million a day, aren't they?
Oh yes, yeah. Look, sorry, I might be wrong to you. Okay. How you take this? Okay. Actually, I'll screen share it. It's nothing. So everyone, transparency and not that I am holding things from anybody. So this is what I saw. Okay. NASA website is not updating due to a lapse in federal government funding.
Which is temporarily suspended non-essential activities and foregone stuff, critical operations like spacecraft monitoring remain active. public-facing tasks such as website updates, blah, 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 blah. Well, there you go.
So what that means, I generally don't know. See, a government shutdown, a lapse in federal funding meant NASA was legally prohibited from spending money on non-essential activities. Furlong staff, so they're getting rid of people. Public information, the public scientists and educators were unable to access real-time data or official updates on ongoing missions.
See, that's very suspect, isn't it?
Oh, the more you read it, doesn't it? The more you read it, the more that is even suspect than suspect, isn't it? Hi there, nice to see you, Nicholas. I haven't seen that name come up on our screen before, so thank you for joining us. But I have not seen something so in your face like. That is, to be fair, I didn't realise it was the website or shutting down for furloughed staff or things like that. That just says to me they're getting rid of anybody that doesn't need to be there because they could open their mouth. Whatever's happening, if this, it's Free Eye Atlas, anything to do with this lightning or something to do with space, they're just getting rid of non-essential staff because that's more people that they can get in the shit. Do you know what I mean? That the less mouths, it's obviously they're tightening up their net. They're obviously keeping the cat because I thought there was a live feed to the Space Center or something like that. So I'm assuming
they had quite a few things going, didn't they?
So
I mean,
sorry, Paul.
No, go on.
But I'm assuming that would have stopped that. What was that hiding? What was that going to... It almost feels like they've just shut it down. If they're saying they reopened it on the 12th of November from October, that was a month.
I mean, I'm not being funny. So it took more money than any other corporation in the world, I should imagine. I'm sure it was saying stupid, like 80 million a day. It doesn't take $80 million a day to do whatever it is they were doing. They wouldn't have enough left over to cover them through a bit of a bad patch. You're not going to blow through £80 million a day. I don't care who you are. Surely not. I think it was even more than that, to be fair.
I'm also pretty goddamn sure that it doesn't cost in excess amount of money to keep a website active. You know, we run 3 websites for Essex Ghost Hunters, and yes, okay, it's not NASA, I get it, but just a case of updating it. There's something not. It's not. What is so?
That's
so?
flags all over it, mate.
The more you look into that, that's just crazy in itself. And that just, I think that just highlights to me that's gives me a little nugget of something that I can hold on to. Because that has just given me not faith, because that's the wrong word, but that is telling me something. This, if it's Atlas Free Eye or whatever it is coming close, and they're hiding that information, what's been seen. Some bit of information I think they've had to keep under wraps, so they've had to furlough people. We haven't had furlough for since COVID in this country, and that just said that.
That's an American thing anyway, though, isn't it? Furlough. Americans have always gone on furlough, haven't they?
But that just tells me that they've released these people for said amount of time, and then brought them back again when they've needed them. That's how it worked, wasn't it? They'd still get a little bit of money and that, but they're just not going to be working at that point. Go home, do your stuff. Don't come in. We'll bring you back when the government funding comes back.
Yeah, now, I know there was a government shutdown, wasn't there?
Yes.
It wasn't countrywide, I don't think.
No, I know that.
It was like a bit of a protest towards Trump, wasn't it? And things
Yeah.
like that. A lot of it was the Democrats, wasn't it? They shut down the government in places. So, but again, that doesn't.
I think that's hit a lot of things. I think we've had a proper comings and goings over the last week where they've had to keep really tight-lipped. Why? If it's something that's Mikey was talking about at the beginning of the show on the 11th, that's only what 8 days off of Free Eye Atlas coming through. Maybe we are going to see. I generally don't feel that extraterrestrials will show themselves in a way of it will just pull up in our skies and stop. I think
it'd be pretty cool, though, wouldn't it?
It would be pretty cool, but I just don't see that happening.
No.
They're supposed to be a clever species. They know that would freak the world out and probably send it worse than anything possible. That would shut down everything as we know it. And if they're coming to warn us, that's not how needs to happen, because you wouldn't have kids going to school. You wouldn't have doctors turning up to work.
That'd be mayhem.
You wouldn't, the roads would be gridlocked, trying to get away from it.
It would be apocalyptic.
It would be. And they're supposed to be that clever. And I say supposed to be because I put them with a terminology that people talk about, that they'd have to really budget this and tread carefully with it. You know, if they really were coming, I'm assuming that the deeper state would know this. I don't think this is something that would come out of the blue. I think we have technology out there that can travel to that and visit that. We've got technology that I do generally feel that would protect us against something like this. We've always spoke about, you know, the Antarctica with this, the moon being, you know, want of a better phrase, the Death Star. You know, I do feel that we have some form of hypersonic missile that would be able to deter that if need be. So I do think that warnings would be sent. Is this something that why NASA have closed down? Have they fired up these warnings? What are these pulses of light every 16 hours? Is it something being fired at it? You know, warnings. So I do generally feel that that would happen. So I think we'd have to tread carefully and be drip fed to the point of saying, like, we've got stone cold evidence now, guys, of look that the pyramids wasn't built by human hands. What do you mean it wasn't? Well, here's the evidence. Look, this is this, that's that, this is this. Get people's brains ticking in a way. There's been no brains ticking in my head. I haven't seen anything. So if they are drip feeding us, it's not working. I don't think. So I feel that this 3A Atlas on the 19th will be what we would like, but would we like it? Would we like it? That's the question I ask myself.
Well, it all depends, doesn't it? Yeah.
Where does my journey go after that?
Right.
Where does my journey go after that? So
we could be the welcoming committee.
Oh, why not?
Yeah.
Why not? We come in peace, isn't it? Live long and prosperous. But yeah, it's just weird because obviously, you know, Lego have just released the Starship Enterprise, which is odd. So yeah, I genuinely don't know. I genuinely don't know what that will bring us, if anything. Once again, We get dates thrown at us. How many times have we gone? How many times have we said, Paul, on this show?
Yeah,
we won't be
100%.
here next week. You know,
Not even just that, the things that are meant to happen. Put this date down. This is going to happen on this date. This is going to happen on this date. And then we do the show the week after, and I go, right, what happened? Yeah, nothing.
Yeah, nothing. A letdown again. Which could happen.
Or
again.
Something did happen, but we just didn't get to know about it.
Well, what is the date next week anyway? So, well, that is quite interesting because the 11th is next Thursday. So,
but then didn't you say after the 11th?
She has something big that is going to happen next week after the 11th. Always seems to happen around Thursdays, doesn't it? Have you noticed that? We always end up saying next week. Something in between the two shows. So we'll have to have a look back at that. So next week is a big show because it's the 11th. Just remember the 11th. And what was her name?
Candy Sowens.
And I need to know who this lady is.
Oh, mate, you'll know as soon as you see a picture of her. You'll go, "Oh, yeah, I know who it is." I'm sure I've sent you many videos of her.
Just to see where that information potentially is coming from. Is she a remote viewer?
No. She's basically a reporter. She's got her own show that she does, a podcaster. She does her own show every week. And she deeps into conspiracy theories, but she's got quite a good following and resources. She's got a lot of people with power. She worked quite closely with Trump.
Really?
But before on the last time round. Yeah, I think she had a little bit of a falling out of him, actually.
Does that surprise you? I just want. I'm going to throw this at you quickly, okay, Paul? I don't know if you can, but if you can, by next week, watch this documentary. Hold on, so everyone can see it. Okay, this one.
Hang on a minute.
Can you see it? Asmeric disclosure. Okay, because I'd like to touch on that with you, because of the things he says in there. And one of my things with Stephen Greer was, if he had anything of importance, they would have popped him off. Okay. Now,
he's got a dead man switch, though, hasn't he?
Yes. Now, that works both hands then, doesn't it? That dead man switch works both hands. And this is what my whole point being. That's why I'd like you to see it and do it.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah. The people that want it revealed, take him out.
That dead man switch means fuck all. Sorry, I didn't mean to swear. And I mean, it means sod all.
Yeah. Do you know, it never crossed my mind, that.
So this is where I need you to watch that documentary, because that is where I need it to go, because it's like so many bits in there. And I want to know. It just means nothing, and that's why I think he's well protected within the government because of that. Because dead man switch either way works both hands.
Keep your enemies close. That's the best way. That's the unique way of keeping your enemies close.
Yeah,
knowing that they're going to now protect you rather than take you out because someone else is possibly going to take you out and reveal yours. That's brilliant. That's a genius.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Just watch that documentary and just anybody, just watch that documentary and just look at him. I don't think he's real. I genuinely don't. I genuinely don't think he's real. And I say that, sorry if it gets back to you or this comes to you, Mr. Stephen Greer, but I do genuinely think that you are an extraterrestrial. I'm doing a David Icke at this point in motion in time, but I looked at him and I just thought, there's markings on him. There's features on him that are just not human.
Hmm.
And it was more evident. Look, don't get me wrong. I've watched all of Stephen Greer's thing. I love that CE5 project. I love all that sort of stuff. And I really do think it. But I watched this new one and I was like, this is different. This is so much different. And he kept going on about this dead man switch. Like, if I've got evidence here, I've got evidence there. If this happens to me, this will happen. It's like a chain effect of what will happen. So bloody well what? So bloody well what? You're talking about a government that won't pop you off, but what about the people who would want to know this? You're pushing buttons that we want to know, and there's people, there's be lunatics out there, more lunatical than us, if that's a word, lunatical. I don't think it is, but there will be nutters out there that would do that, wouldn't they? Would do.
100%. Especially in America.
Yeah. Well, yeah, if you get chance, we'll touch on it next week, okay? I'm just going to break a
I'll
note.
definitely try and at least watch some of that.
It's good. It is good. It is good. Don't get me wrong. Right, guys, I am going to say enough's enough for tonight. I think we've done all right. It's a bit of a higgledy-piggledy show, but we did have nothing to talk about. We just wanted to come on air and give...
and have a chat.
And have a chat, really. And we've just put the world to rights and opened up. But yeah, obviously, guys, keep safe, stay real, and just keep believing. Keep paranormal. Take care, guys, and see ya next week.
Bye-bye.